Whenever you study the cross and you want to understand the message of the cross, its power, its potency, the cross is where Jesus, the second Adam, provided a solution. You need to go and study the first Adam, how he caused the problem. You need to bring diagnosis and cure together, or your message will not be powerful. You can't just be offering me drugs when I don't know I have sickness. If somebody walks up and says, take this, sir, I love you, but I bought you HIV drug, won't you slap the person? Why will you be angry? Why are you giving me HIV drug? But if you go to lab, and lab indicates that there is a disease here, and you are depressed because of, and then somebody now gives you a drug that will cure, won't you love the person? You'll be so happy. You have to bring first Adam to second Adam together in the preaching of the cross. Genesis chapter 3 verse 16. I want to show you something quickly and close. Verse 16, 3 verse 16, Genesis. Okay, look at the consequences. Sin brought many consequences. Many. Adam's sin was the introduction of evil into the earth. Satan's rebellion was the introduction of evil into heaven. And later, through Adam, he introduced it into the earth. So God said to the woman, I will greatly multiply your sorrow at your conception. So conception, there is wahala with women. So does the message and the mandate God gave us extend to fertility, barrenness, and miscarriages? Every time I take in, it goes. Me, I don't take in at all. This thing comes to sleep with me in the night, and when I wake up, I see blood. Next thing, the pregnancy has aborted. Do we have answers? Don't. The cross of Jesus covered all things. And you can see, just in women alone, no. In sorrow you shall bring forth children. So does the cross have answer for maternal mortality? Infant mortality. You know how many women are losing their life because they want to give somebody else life? Does our church and ministries have provision to tackle this? If you know how many cities you can shake with well-developed ministries targeting all this. Then the third curse on the woman. Your desire shall be to your husband, and he shall rule over thee. Does the cross have answer to the abuse of women? Domestic violence. So many have died. Unhappy marriages. Beating, wife beating. Does the cross have power to transform a man that lady will be like she's married to Jesus? The woman can have peace in her home. The man too can have. Or is this still a man's word? You trample on your wife, lord it over her. Let's go to the man. So you see what I'm showing you? All the problem that Adam brought is what the second Adam solved on the cross. To the man. Unto Adam he said, because you listen to the voice of your wife, has eaten of the tree which I commanded thee, saying, thou shalt not eat. Cursed is the ground for your sake. Instead of cursing him, because if he has cursed him, then he will have destroyed his creation. There will be no redemption for him. But he said, no, I will punish you. So the curse on the ground, does the cross have the answer? Can the cross redeem the ground? Can the cross redeem your city? What are the causes showing up in your city? What are the causes showing up in your profession? Because the ground is your means of earning a living. It's also the place where you live. Then what are the causes showing us in your body? You know, we said there are two grounds God gave man. The one he walks on and the one he lives in. The other one is this. Earthen body. The one you till and the one you clothe yourself with, you live in. Your house. If you do a list of problems that are affecting our society, affecting our place of work, affecting your profession, affecting your business, affecting your city, does Christ's death have application that can be activated to redeem a city, to redeem a nation? Okay, causes the ground for your sake. In sorrow you shall eat of it all the days of your. So your means of earning a living, people's work, their profession. You know, work was there before the curse. So in Genesis 2, he gave them a garden. Agriculture was the first thing. Tend the garden, till it. And from there, other professions were developed. To Christ, they've given their heart to his cows, laid hands on them, and broke that curse of the plague, just like Ebola and all the other things, and put a blessing on the animal. Not one animal died. Other farmers, he got their attention. They started inviting him. Then he started going, doing the same thing and the same thing. So is Jesus only healing headache for human being? Can he heal headache from my cow, whatever, even? Can Jesus only protect human being? Can he protect my animals? I thought in Egypt, when Moses and his people applied Passover, they said in Goshen, where the Jews, that no animal died, no fowl died, no human being died. So this thing can protect not just me. Satan said to God concerning Job, does Job serve you for nothing? Has thou not put a hedge around him? That's the man. Around his house, that's his family, and around all that he has. Holistic redemption. It deals with sin and all the consequences that sin brought. If we preach like that, we're going to see holistic redemption expressed in our society. And that's how you can lead a whole community to Christ. Can you imagine that community that have not had rain for 3 years? I said, traditional rock, come out like Elijah told Ahab. He will show up. All your Igwes, even your Dibias, bring them. God is going to send rain to your community. Then you first preach the gospel and lead them to Christ. And after that, you say, Lord, that this whole community will know that you are God. That they will know that Jesus Christ is the Son of the living God. That they will know that you love them and care for them. And that he died on the cross not only to save them, but to save their community. I ask you to send rain. The same thing Elijah did. It's a simple faith. Hear me, oh God, hear me, that these people will know that you are God and you have turned their heart back to you. I can give you guarantee because I have done it and done it and done it. I can give you guarantee. If it doesn't happen that night, within the next 3 days, rain will fall on that seed. Then if you return back and say, both traditional, even the Dibias, who were there for 3 years. You know, the Dibias are the Sango priests and all the other who couldn't do anything. You will see, if you advise the king to seize all the prophets of God, he will seize them. So he said to Adam, when you till the ground, thorn and thistle shall it bring forth to thee, and you shall eat the herb of the field. So does the cross have answer to this thorn and thistle? I'm walking, but instead of producing result, this is what I'm getting. The cost on the ground, the cost on our career, the cost on businesses, the cost on the economy. Look at the state of Nigeria now. Our gospel needs to go further than this, where we have kept it. Our message, our prayer. If we're going to leave Nigeria like this, then why should anybody accept Christ? And verse 19. In the sweat of your face you shall eat bread till you return to the ground. For out of dust you were taken. For dust you are, and does the cross also have issue to do with premature deaths? We know he can deal with spiritual death. I don't want to address that because you already know that one. But can he also address premature death? People, you go to a community, young people are dying anyhow. People are dying before their time. Disease, plagues, epidemics, witchcraft, oppression. I don't want to read the next. If you read the next one, where he spoke to serpent. He said you are to eat dust. But look at this verse. He had just reduced human beings to dust. That means man has now come under Satan's dominion. Can the cross address witchcraft? Can he address demonic oppression? Can he address madness? Can he address mental illness? Can you address mental health, emotional health, depression, and all the other ones? I can tell you with full assurance, yes. We need to start preaching the holistic gospel because you will not get a harvest beyond what you preach. You preach only salvation, that's all you will see. If you add Holy Spirit baptism, you will start seeing those two. If you add healing, you will start seeing the three. If you add fruit of the womb, you will start seeing that. If you add that God can also bless you, like you heard Pastor Matthew preaching yesterday, that he can turn around you will start seeing it. Any limit you see, it is the preacher that put the limit and the intercessor, not God. I end with a thought. I want to show you something. Matthew chapter 27 from verse 26.